Hello, hello, everybody. My name is Becky Cohen. I am a one-star platinum. I've been with the organization since June 6, 2021. So coming up to 2 years. You know what, you guys, I got started and I had to plug myself in. I didn't have a whole lot of help. So when you don't have the help, you got to make sure that you're just like reaching out there and looking for whatever you can on YouTube, whoever is in the organizations, and find your own way if that's what you need to. And then, of course, reach out to whoever that, you know, what attracts you. I found a couple of different things when I was in the beginning, when I was searching. And one of them was, and I want to say I always get confused, and I believe it's Amy Cabrera that did branding your business. So I learned a lot through that by branding your business. She talks about a lot about having a logo, your name, and everything else, right? So when we're doing these things, we want to obviously show our clients who we are, what we're about. We want to bring value. When you're bringing value, especially into presenting a quote, we want to be showing our clients professionally what it is that we have to offer. Now, if you guys are going to be starting to charge for your quote process, which I feel everybody should, then again, you need to have value in that, if that makes sense for you guys. So we can start off. I use Google. I am all about Apple. So I don't have Microsoft anything, right? So for me, I use Google. I do have a Google form that I send out from my quote. And it is, of course, branded. I actually ended up having somebody like go in here and edit mine instead of using the copy that I sent. So it doesn't look like it used to, but that's okay. So a lot of this is just generic. A lot of this stuff is the same thing that you should have on your quote as well, on your client, or not your quote, your qualifying form. This is my qualifying form, sorry. This is my tagline, making your next vacation feel like home, because my business name is Away from Home Travels. Again, I don't have my logo on here anymore because that was dissipated by that other person. So a lot of these answers you can ask for maybe your direct sponsor or whoever your platinum has a copy. So yes, I do have a copy of my form with these questions on here. Okay. So if you guys need these questions, then go ahead, after we do the training, you can send me your email and we can get this sent out to you. First and foremost, the most important thing that you are asking your clients, are you prepared to make a deposit if they are accepting your quote? They're going to answer. Okay. Right. Awesome. Okay. So again, like I said, just important questions that we should have on here. You can separate these questions. Like if you specialize, you have a certain niche, then you can, accommodate your qualifying form to that niche. In other words, if you were just doing destination weddings, then you can put in this area, what would you like us to quote? If you want the destination in Europe or whatever, you can, customize every quote that you kind of have, right? Quote form, qualifying form, right? We're getting confused. I got an old brain happening. So again, you know what? This is just all kind of like generic stuff. Down here at the bottom now, last night I did add something into mine. I had taken this out because I wasn't charging for mine at one point. And then I had somebody message me through my Google business. You guys sent me an email. I got an email and she just wants flights. So I had to include something in here because you know what? Flights don't give us commission, correct? We might roll the dice and go through Centrav and actually find one that is commissionable, but not always. And so I needed to make sure that she understands that, what my cost is to be incorporated. I'm going to show you her response. And I'm going to have to call her today because hers is coming up. So here is Megan's response for her flights that I sent out my qualifying form to yesterday. So yep, she wants it. Yep, they have passports. number of travelers, her email, everything else that's there, right? All the information. It is a flight only. 3 travelers, 2 adults, 1 child. Child's age of time of travel is going to be 7. Nothing else. They don't want that. Scoping out new home location and returning to Honolulu. Okay. So there are 2 different trips, as she is already here in Kansas because I am in Junction City. Okay. So she obviously found me from my Google business. Yay. Right. So her daughter and her husband are in Honolulu and they want to depart on a specific date. Okay. So again, the departure dates and the return date. Are they flexible? Yes. 18 to 21 days that they're going to be here. So again, when we're looking at our quote or our qualifying form, you guys have to understand what budget relates to. First and foremost, you guys should be aware of this. How are you going to be aware of this? By popping into your vendor sites and doing any kind of mock anything. So you're going to make up things out of your mind and you're going to say, oh, okay, well, I've got, a flight only. I'm going to go into Centrav. I'm going to go ahead and check to see, what a flight from Hawaii round trip back from Kansas City might be, just to get an idea. You guys should have these ideas happening. So you're going to go into Disney, you're going to go into Vax, you're going to go into Pleasant Holidays, whatever it is that you guys have access to, you should be going into your vendor sites and making up scenarios. They are called mock bookings. Use those, advertise them, right? Budget flexible, maybe, she says. She doesn't need a car because they live there. Travel insurance, nope, she doesn't want that as well. She doesn't need transfers because obviously they live there, correct? Now I put in here, please include anything specific, right? She tells me that her daughter and her husband will fly from Honolulu to Kansas City on June 26th. So again, like I said, I need to get going on this, right? And then they need a round trip to include that same day that she leaves to go back to Honolulu. So they need a round trip from Honolulu to Kansas, from Honolulu to Kansas and then back to Honolulu. So the 26th through July 27th. And then she needs a one-way on July 17th. Sorry, I said that wrong. So again, I put all of this in here. This is, you guys can edit this. This is to each their own on how they want to do their qualifying form, what they want to be charging for a qualifying form to do quotes for your clients. I added in here for flight only because a lot of people just want flights. You guys are going to get that, right? I say a fee will be incorporated and include $25 per person for domestic and $50 per person for international flights. This fee will be a separate charge from the flight booking and paid directly to away from home travels. The non-refundable fee is waived for flight booking only, because that's what this says, that I have a $50 non-refundable fee. So then I had to list this down here. I agree to the $50 non-refundable or flight only booking, planning fee waived. I do agree to pay per person for flight fee. Okay. So with that, what would we do to create this? And I'm not going to use this one because it is a flight only, but I would go to Centrav and I'm going to look up the flight very quickly, because in here, this also says that I'm going to call her, complimentary phone call. Okay. So I'm going to quickly go into Centrav and see if it comes within her price. That's what I'm going to do. $750 round trip for each per person. Okay. Maybe, most likely not, unfortunately. And that's what I'm going to have to tell her. But if I can find that, we'll just have to, I'm obviously going to have to look and see. So that being said, we are creating a quote for our client, right? So I use Google Forms and Google Docs for a lot of things. A lot of people now, you can use Travify as well. I do that when I create my itinerary. I use Travify. I'm not a big Travifier yet, so I don't know all the ins and outs of that. So I'm going to come into Vax and I'm going to find my quote or a booking. All right. And you guys, if you go in and if you start doing this, this is what you're going to be doing. I'm going to look to see if I have any saved itineraries. I'm not sure if I do or not, to be honest with you guys. Nope, I don't. So I'm going to have to go in and grab this existing reservation. And I need the booking number on this. Okay. So I'm going to retrieve this information because I do have a booking here that's still here that hasn't gone out yet. And then we're going to use this. Okay. And I'm going to, and this is what you do. Whether you guys already have one, this is what it's going to kind of look like through VAX. All right. So we would be doing a booking. We could create one right now if we really wanted to, but I'm just going to save time. All right. So here is my booking that is already booked and paid for. But if it wasn't, if you were just like quoting it, it wouldn't be looking all like this because it wouldn't be booked, right? It wouldn't have all their names and stuff in it. Sorry, you guys, I get confused sometimes in my old lady brain, 62 years old. But anyway, so what do we do when we have that? When we are searching up and putting it together for our client, it is just a quote that we're looking at. Okay. So then we're going to end up emailing it to ourselves. This is what I do. So I email this to myself. Okay. I'm going to email this to myself. Because it's all right here. So this entire booking is right here, but I'm not sending this to my client because it's got all Apple Vacation information on it. So I'm going to email that to myself, you guys. Okay. It's been sent. It's popping up in my email. Get to the right email. Here it is. And here it is. So again, it actually is my confirmation with everything that's already booked with my people. Here is their their resort. And now, again, like I said, this applies to them because it's already booked, but it still does have the majority of the information on it, just like a quote would, even though mine is already booked. So this is already booked. And it did tell me that there is no balance due. Normally, you're going to have a deposit here, right? So their deposit and then full payment, just like it says. So they don't have anything due because he paid in full. Deposit was due on February 16th, and then they had up until April 17th to get this paid. They go out June 1st, right? So what do I do now? If I'm creating a quote for a client, now I'm going to come in here. I'm in my email already because this is where this came. You go into your 9 dots. I go in and I find my Google Doc. Okay, I'm going to create a blank one. We're going to create a blank Google Doc. What do I do first? I know from experience, and you're going to learn from my mistakes, what not to do. What not to do is going to be start out with all of the information before we start out with our flight information. Why? Because this flight information that's in here, you guys, it is in blocks. So besides it being in this big block that we came in our email, all of this other stuff, like this is a block. This stuff over here on the right-hand side, this is a block in itself as well. So I copy this information out. And again, like I said, I start with this. I'm not going to take this because this is a hassle again on our Google document. And I'm going to copy this and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste this in here. Now it's in here. And of course, like I said, because mine is already booked, it shows differently. Normally, when I am just creating something for my client, if this is just a quote, and what you guys need to get in the habit of is taking out all of this information. Why? You're going to ask me, why do you take that out? Because I did all the research, correct? I did all the research on this, and I'm not going to give this information away. Of course, ours is confirmed, so I could take this out as well, just so that you guys can see what it kind of was going to look like, right? I leave one of these hyperlinks in because I need them to understand that there might be bag fees. I'm going to push that down so it's together with this. And again, I'm taking all of this out, and you guys can see that how that like shows up in a block because it didn't take this over here. These are separate. Okay. These are separate blocks. That's why I say it gets a little, this flight whole page gets a little, is a hassle. I've like I've struggled a lot with these. Okay. So there is my flight, and I've got that in there. And you're going to see, because this is a block, I don't even think I can't even get that closer, that depart word. I can't even get it closer. I tried to delete this extra area, but it won't because it's in that block. So I'm going to return this down. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to take it down to another page. And again, this is me learning from error over and over and over again. This creating a quote can take up a lot of time. It might have been really quick for you to go and do the research, but to put it on and make it showable so that you can have it for your clients and have a good presentation to your clients is very, very important. So the next thing that I do is I go back in here and I'm going to find my email, and I'm going to open up my hotel. I'm going to click into this hyperlink. Once I click into here, it's going to open up my Vax Resort and everything else. Okay. So what do I do? And of course, I like pull and drag. I'm good for that. I pull and drag. So this resort, I'm going to pull the picture off and I'm going to put it on my desktop. Okay. Then it's going to pop up over there. There it went. And now I'm going to bring it back over to my Google. And I'm going to pop it in here, unsupported image. I know it probably did that. And you're going to, sometimes that happens, you guys. So what is it that I'm going to have to do? I'm going to get it off of here because obviously it didn't work. So you're going to have to, sometimes this is a hit and miss. I'm going to copy this image and see if it'll go that way. And I think that's the way I ended up having to do that. There it went. So you're going to find that. So that drag off sometimes doesn't work. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it still won't work on your Google document, right? So now I have my picture in there of the resort. Another thing that you guys need to understand is, again, you did the research. You're not giving them the information. You're not giving them the name of the resort. You're not going to give them that. I'm going to go back to my email and I'm going to take this. I'm going to take Puerto Vallarta Beach. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go put it on my document. I'm going to put it right down underneath here, under here. Although this client came back and he knew the name of the resort. Like he Google searched it, because you can look at the picture and they can go out and find it. He came back and said, oh, I love the Barcelona, because I obviously gave him 2 different quotes, right? So now I'm going to go back, and what do? Again, you guys, when you're inside Vax, there's so much information here. The hotel details, you see where it says more. I open this up. I'm going to copy this stuff. I'm going to copy all of this out of here. And I'm going to go and I'm going to put it underneath here for my resort, next to the beautiful blah, 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 Puerto Vallarta. And of course, that's where I deleted that. It says it's a 5-star hotel. This, I would have said probably, I think I said this all inclusive. Oops, I can't even type. So sorry, you guys. Inclusive resort. resort is surrounded by lush mountains. And you have to make sure that you're reading through this. This hotel has 300 and blah, 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 right? All rooms feature terrace, balcony, blah, 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 blah. See? And they actually have and then you're going to go down and you're going to look at your, whatever it is that your quote says, sorry. They have a family room. So Puerto Vallarta Beach, they have a family room. And I think to get the right information, I had to go to the website directly to get a picture of the family room. Sometimes you're going to have to do that as well. So you're going to take that name, you're going to go out to Google and you're going to Google up Barcelo Puerto Vallarta all inclusive to see what the family room consists of. Because you know what, Vax really didn't give us the right information. We actually went out online, Googled it, and found that that family room is actually 2 bedrooms with 2 baths and a balcony. And then because my client actually called me here a couple of weeks ago, and she's like, wait, I'm looking at all the information and it doesn't say that it's 2 bedrooms. So I called the resort directly to make sure that it was those 2 bedrooms. Sometimes you guys, again, that's what you're getting paid to do, right? You want to make sure that you are doing your due diligence, whatever the case may be. Yep, this is in Mexico. I couldn't call directly. I don't have an international plan. So you can call, I believe I went through Apple. There is a straight phone number that we can go directly to Apple for us being travel agents through Vax and call them. And they called the resort for me to double check on all of that while I was on hold. And they said, yep, you're good to go. And I was like, awesome, just double checking because I don't want my clients to get there and then it not be what we booked and paid for, right? So again, you guys, that is very, very important. So we're taking all of that information from the resort. And at this point, I might come in here now and do my header. I'm going to insert my header. My header is going to be, first off, is going to be my heading of whatever I want to say, which is going to be, and I might like, I'm gonna have to look at my other one. Sometimes I don't put all of this stuff in my header. So in my header, I normally, because I know this kind of gets a little wonky too, I am just going to insert my logo and my name. So you guys should have all of that handy and know where that's at and ready to go. So I'm going to open up and I'm going to put in my logo. And of course it's huge. Do you see what it did? Right? So we have to make it small. So there's my logo. And I still scrunch that down a little bit more. Right? And it's over here. Now I'm going to space down and I'm going to put my name. Okay. And then I'm going to put my phone number and I use my Google Voice. All right. And then that's that. So that's my header. And that goes on every page. See how that happens, right? Because that's your header. That's branding yourself. Okay. So now down here, on top of this, I am going to head this out. And of course, I'm going to pull this, up to like 14 or 16. And I'm going to say this one is called the girls' graduation. Girls' graduation. Graduation trip. Whatever you guys want to call your, I might even make that a little bit bigger. I think I make them like 16. And I'm going to say then the dates are 6/1/23 through 6/7/23. And then I'm going to drop it down again. I'm going to go down to, I think I go to about 10. And then I'm going to say presented on. And then if you were presenting that today, that's what you would be doing. Remember, you know what, you guys, everything changes daily. So your flights, especially, the prices are going to change daily, and that we're going to show that is going to be on our quote when we get down to the bottom. We are going to put that on there so that they're aware of that. But you don't want to build this quote until you're ready to present it. And I know that sounds kind of weird. Again, you're learning from my mistakes, because you know what? If you build it 2 days ago, then you come in to book it, it's changed. The numbers have changed. Okay. So we're going to say this was presented on May. So this is 5/16. And we know I presented this a long time ago, back in February, I think, but whatever. Right. So again, that's what you're going to have on there, presented 5/16. Right. Now we can continue on. Now, again, I'm going to space this down. I'm going to make this my first page. Now I'm going to come down here into my second page, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the family guest room. Whatever coincides with whatever your booking is the bedroom that you're going to look at. The picture that you want to get is what you should be having to your client. I might not be able to obviously get that here. And I'm not going to waste time. If you guys needed to go to Barcelona outside, then you would Google it to find. If they don't have it, then you're going to make sure that your quote says picture not shown, something to that effect, right? Picture showing family guest room. It only shows us this room. It doesn't show us whatever else. Okay. I don't like to put pictures of my stuff of all of that. But I would come in, and again, this isn't going to be supported. I don't even know why I grabbed it off of there. So again, we're just going to have to copy that. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to copy this image. Okay. I'm going to come back to my second page, and I'm going to paste that picture in there. And then I'm going to put in their information for their room, which is this. Okay. I'm going to pop that in my information here. All right. 1 room for adults, type room, family room. And if it wasn't a family, says it's a family guest room. So I'm just going to go with that. Again, time issue. Rooms, if we wanted to come in here and look at our rooms, then you're going to go to your tab inside your VAX. You can hover over and you're going to go inside and you're going to get your room information if you can find it, right? So family suite. So I know we have a family here's our family room. So this is what they are getting. So here is their family room. And I'm going to put this information in here. Okay. 1 king bed or 2 double beds. Room requests are not guaranteed. They're based on availability. But we're going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put that in here. Okay. We don't need that. What else don't we need? Okay. Occupancy. That's good. So we're good to go with that. So that's your room. Again, you guys can change these up. If you don't like the order that it's done in, then make it your own, change it up. But this is just how I do mine, space mine out, right? So our third one now is going to be, maybe it's going to be about the restaurants, because there's all kinds of, remember, this is an all-inclusive. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to go and I might get some pictures of these restaurants. So again, I'm going to copy that image. I'm going to bring it back over and I'm going to put it on there. And I'm going to make sure that they know what restaurant this is. So which restaurant was this? This was this restaurant. You can copy that out of here. Just like that, paste it down over here. Again, copy and paste is wonderful. What do we need to do? We need to get rid of that highlight. We're going to go to none, right? Uh-oh. And then of course, now our wording, it needs to be black, right? And then we can make it bigger. Easy, right? What else do we want to say? Now, if we can find that in our, which one is that? It's not in here. The El Patio Buffet Restaurant. It's not listed. Okay. That's all right. We're going to take all of this information anyway. This is our on-site dining. We're going to take it all. I'm going to grab that and I'm going to bring it back down. I'm going to paste it in here. And now we're going to look at our other pictures, because I always post more than one picture of dining if there is one. And there's not. So they've got in-room dining. So we're going to take that one as well. We're going to make sure that they understand that they can have in-room dining if they want. We're going to space this down. And we're going to paste our picture. Again, we could bring that up if we wanted to. Again, this is totally up to you. I always like the picture to be away from my name, my heading. You can see, right? I like a little bit of space. There's not enough space. We can continue to work with it. Various restaurants, and this is in-room dining. So I'm going to make sure that they understand that they can have in-room dining as well. I might just type it in there instead of doing all that other hassle, right? In-room dining available. Okay. And I'm going to space that back up. In here, I know that we skipped over something on our quote. Something that's very important, this hotel advisory stuff. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to like see it. And I always like put this in here. Sometimes your hotel advisory, you guys, is going to tell you that there might be resort fees that they're going to have to pay at the resort. And this has nothing to do with you, nothing to do with the booking. It's out of our control. It's just the resort itself. Like I just paid for that personally when I was in Arizona at where did I say it? A Hilton resort down in Arizona. Okay. So that is just a common thing. It's becoming more common. I'm not sure why, maybe because of COVID and the extra cleaning that they had to do. I don't know, but just be aware of this. Sometimes you just want to copy anything that's in red so that it is there showing on your quote. So wherever you feel that you can throw this in, you might want to just throw it in. I might just throw it in like right here if it'll add into this hotel advisories. Okay. I'm going to bold that one, just so that they're aware. Okay. It might not have anything to do with their booking, but you want to put that in there. You guys have to have everything in your quote. What is next? So we've got the dining. We can put in activities if we want. Okay. So you can add in all this activity stuff that they can do while they're there. Paste that in there. I don't know why I do this. So I take those out. I think they're weird. Take part in this club, kids. Okay. And again, you may be looking at to see if the resort was mentioned anywhere as well. Always be aware of that. What's this? Contact the hotel directly. Okay. So make sure that you're looking at all the errors. Okay. Because a lot of these portals have errors in them. So be aware of that. What am I going to do now? I'm going to actually come back up here and space that down. See how you have to like get up on the previous page, because otherwise you're inside your heading. So you have to get up into the previous page to get down underneath your heading. That makes sense. All right. So I'm going to look for activities now in our pictures to see what's going on. So we can take our pool pictures. What else do we have? Oh, they've got live entertainment. Do they talk about the live entertainment? Amenities. I guess they really don't talk about the live offsite. Golf course, we could talk about that as well if we knew that somebody was golfing. They do have the spa. I always like to put in a bunch of these pictures now. Again, this is just me. We're going to take some pictures and we're just going to post some pictures. Oh, that one didn't come out right because I didn't do it right. You see how that happened? Although we could use this one, doesn't really matter. kind of blurry, but we could use that one. See how it got blurred? So let's go back. Widen it because I took it out of here. I didn't make it go up here. Again, you guys are learning as we go forward. Now it looks better, right? See how it's not blurred? Makes sense, okay? So again, we can come down, see there's the pool. This is the pool. Pool, right? Let's check out our next picture of the pool. Live entertainment, we could take this picture, copy this picture. We're going to take it down and we're going to put it here. Live entertainment. Make sure that I spell that right. Live entertainment. What else do we have? And then of course we've got the spa. Usually they have a couple of pictures of the spa. We're not going to do the wedding, but we will do the spa picture. I always like to do the spa picture. Mom and daughter might want to go to the spa, whoever's going, or the two girls, whatever. So mine is that. So this is the spa. All right. And now we're pretty much like done. You guys, unless they booked an excursion through Vax, which they didn't, and you may have that, so you would put that in also. I'll show you a quote, but now we're pretty much done with that. What do we do now? Now we're going to go down and we're going to go to another page because now our flight is right where we need it to be. Now we're done. That is pretty much all of our quote except for the money. Do you guys see how I don't have any money here at all? No money is listed. We want to show them, we want to wow them with what's going on at the resort. If there's more pictures, you're going to throw in more pictures. You're going to make this as, you know, a presentable, an eye-catching presentation as you can possibly have, right? Now we are ready for our summary. And where do we get that from? We're pretty much done with that tab, so I'm going to get rid of it. I'm coming down here to all of this. So what do we have? This is everything that we have, our summary, okay? So I'm going to copy this stuff out. And I'm going to take that. First off, I'm going to go big here. I'm going to go like 14 and I'm going to go summary. Okay, just like it was. Now I'm going to drop that down again and I'm going to paste that in. Dun, dun, dun. And then it like goes way over. So I go down with this one and now I come back up here and now I'm going to like space over. And you got to watch this because again, this is going to throw you off. You're going to like have to like have a feel for this when you're doing it. So the total is 6,000, all of that, right? And now I'm going to paste that in there. All right. So now it's up here. Remember, it's up here, flight and hotels. All includes tax, carrier, imposed fees. Make sure you come down here before you enter down. Otherwise, it's all going to be jumbled and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I messed it up, right? You can leave that bolded if you want. Sometimes I'm not even sure what I do. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to grab this adult base price. Again, why don't I just take it all from here, you guys? Because remember how I talked about those blocks. I don't like them. I don't like the separation. I don't like the block. I want to see it how I want to see it. That's me being a little OCD. You guys could take the block if you want and do it that way. It's all up to you. It's your quote. Do what you want. This is just how I do it. Adult base price 4. And then of course, I'm going to space this over so that I'm showing them how much it is per person, right? That's what that shows them. This is how much it is per person. I'm grabbing that, putting that in there, putting that there. Okay. Spacing down again. What else do we have? We have travel protection. If it'll, oh, can't get it. Sorry. All right. Then we're going to go and we're going to paste that in. And then of course I'm going to unhighlight that because it bolded it. See how it was bolded. I'm going to make it all the same. We're going to take that over. And I know it's 419. And you see how they space that so that you can kind of get it in there the proper way. We're still probably going to have to go over one. It kind of comes up all jumbled up, but we got it to go that time. Look at that. I'm becoming a pro. And then of course, now our options, it's not extra options. That is your travel protection. So I don't do anything more right there. I don't like, you're going to confuse people. If you put in options, then you might have, if you had like a rental car, that might be something different, but I'm going to itemize that out. I'm going to actually say rental car, and I'm going to have a page up above this summary, probably before the flight as well. Underneath the activities and all that other stuff, I'm going to put in the rental car. Rental car is going to, if you're through VAX, if you're out far enough, then it's not going to be separate. It is just going to be listed in there. If you're doing it outside of VAX, then it's going to be something separate and you're going to have a separate fee. I'm going to show that pricing with the rental car, and then I'm going to show it down here as well. Okay. In my itemized area, I'm going to show it here as well. So in other words, and I'll show you guys one of those because I probably have one. So now total price is this amount, right? Although I come back up to the top and I'm going to grab this information, because remember, if it's out far enough, you guys might have a deposit. So I'm going to put down, and we're just going to put this in just for, our giggles, whatever. I was going to say something mean. Deposit due. And I usually don't copy this. I usually put 2-16-23 because I don't like the way it's worded out. Deposit due, and I make this red. Okay. Deposit due, and then of course now I'm going to come down and get the price, which was $14.19. Even though he was out far enough, he actually paid all up front, which was, I was like, wow, cool, right? Paste that in there. And of course, I'm going to make that red as well. Okay. Space it over. Sometimes I might space this all down a little bit more. And I might have it cattywampus, deposit due, so that they can see that it's it's something different, where I'm itemizing this out. Now I'm making sure that they understand their deposit is due, whatever. And I understand, we're presenting it today, but this is old. You guys kind of get that, right? And then I'm going to put final payment due, right? Final payment due. Or full payment. I think I put, I always put, I don't say full payment. I always say final. I do say final. I'll say final because that's how I do mine. We'll look at it. And then of course, I'm going to say, what is that? 4-17-23. And if I'm going to minus that out. So I'm going to minus that out of the total, because of course it's not going to be this amount. You guys understand, it's not going to be the total amount, right? So out of that 7238.97, I'm going to minus the 1419.96 equals. So there is 5819 of 5819.01. Okay, that's when their final payment is due. If they paid the deposit, and then that's what's left over. Got it? So then I say, oops. I think I'm going to have to look this up, because now I've come to the realization that when you're doing this stuff, you guys, you have to make your clients aware. Prices change daily, right? Now I'm going to come back in here. I'm going to go back over here. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to bring up this booking, actually. Here it is. Here's the one that I did for them. This is their actual quote that I sent to them. See? So again, this is everything that I gave to them. Prices change daily. And then I have this. You guys have to have this. This is very, very important. This is the one we're working on because it's untitled. So my bottom, and you can add this as a footer as well. So it's on every page. I got, to me, it was just like, it wasn't putting everything on there. And you can see that that other one was pink, but I might want to add in my little asterisk so that they know, you know what, prices do change daily. This booking has not been held. Pricing subject to change until deposit and or full payment has been made. Does that make sense? So now I like make that, and that's it. So you guys, if you wanted to add in more pictures to another page, you could. You could add in whatever else that you wanted to add into that. So that's your quote. Yay, that's our quote. This one's kind of smashed up, right? I didn't like that. But then you see how that dropped that one down now? See, that's where it kind of like watch that. Now, what do you do? Now to save it, of course, I would be titling this, right? Girls graduation trip, titled itself. I'm going to come in here to file. When I come in here to file, I'm going to take it down to print. I'm going to take it over to print, but I'm not going to print it. What are we going to do? We're going to save this as a PDF, you guys. First, then of course we want it in color as well. So we're going to save it as a PDF. Right? There it is. It's saved as a PDF now. Making sure it doesn't have extra pages. Sometimes it does. See, it does. So this is page 10. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do customize my pages that I'm going to save 1 through 9. Okay. So it got rid of that extra page. See that? Because I went down. Remember, I was showing you. You guys, sometimes after this page, I might put in more pictures if I have more pictures. I might like share more pictures with them to see. Now it's, and I'm going to save this. And now I'm going to say girls graduation trip. I might just put the name of the dad or something else in here. And you're going to save it to wherever you want to save it to. I just put it in my downloads, or if I wanted to create a folder for this, then I guess I could too, right? But I just save it there, right? So now it's saved. Now it's saved. So what do you do with it now? What do? You've got your 2 quotes. You're going to get them so that you're getting them to your clients. So you're going to compose your email. You're going to message her. You're going to say, whatever, girls graduation quotes, whatever you want to call your email, girls graduation. And then you're going to say, hi, whoever, this is, who is this? This is, I want to say, is this Matthew? I think this is Matthew. Was it Matthew? I can't even remember. Anyway, hi, Matthew. I have whatever you guys say. I can't even remember what I say. So I have 2 quotes ready. 2 quotes ready for you to view. For you to view. I really, yeah, guys always say, think that you will enjoy these, comma, enjoy these, whatever. I don't know what I say. Then I might say something like, please find the attachments please find the attachments. I might just leave it at that, because you know what, you guys, I'm going to attach these now. I'm going to attach it wherever it went. What was it called? Girls' graduation. I probably have it in here a couple of times. Girls' graduation. So there it is, right? That's it. Reset and on. Is this the one? Should be. So I'd open that. I'd attach it. I'd attach a second one. I might differentiate. So one of them might say girls' graduation, Puerto Vallarta. One might say girls' graduation. Because why? Because you're quoting them two different ones, right? Two different resorts, which I did him. And he loved this one because he's all about, it's dad. What is this girls' graduation? These are high school girls. They're graduating high school. He's taking his daughter and her friend on a vacation. Oh my gosh, wonderful, right? But mom and dad might not want to be with the girls all the time, or he loved it because he wants to go hiking in those, back in the back area. So what do I do now? It's here. It's ready to go. Do I send this, you guys? Do I just off the wall send this? You guys can come and ask me questions. I know we're still recording, but that's all right. You guys, do I send this and just wait for them to reply? No, I do not. No. Okay. Just so you guys know. No, I do not send this to them. I get Matt on the phone. Matt and Rochelle, I think Shelly is his wife. I make sure they're both on the phone with me. I text them. I've already set up a time. You guys have already set up a time to get with your client when you know that you're going to be presenting the quote. You never, never, never just arbitrarily send a quote out. And then you're like going to come back to your direct sponsor and or your platinum leader, whoever you are coming back to, and say, hey, I've sent out quotes. I never hear back. And I'm just going to be like, why are you guys sending out quotes? Just sending them. You guys, you're texting here's my phone. You're texting your client. You say, hey, I've got your quote ready. When's a good time today to get on the phone with both you and your wife, whoever, you and your husband, whoever it is, you and the person making the decision. I need all the decision makers on the phone. We need to get this booked. Whatever you guys are saying, it's sense of urgency. Very, very important. Why? Because prices change. Okay. Sense of urgency is prices change. You're busy. I can get on the phone. It's 5 minutes to 12 Central Standard Time right now. I can get on the phone at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. Is that good for you? If not, I can do 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Is that good for you? Okay, great. Let's do 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. So 4 o'clock, I call them. I'm still not sending my email, you guys. At 4 o'clock, I am calling Matt and Rochelle. And then as soon as I get them on the phone, I hit send. Otherwise, it stays right here. Okay. At 4 o'clock, I call him. He says, hi. I say, hey, Matt. I hit the send. I said, I just sent you the quotes. Let's look at them. Okay. And then he's looking them over, and you know what? He did say, well, give me a minute. And I was just like, okay, well, I'm just letting you know the prices may change if you don't get back to me. Just understand, because we have that on our form, on our doc, right? He's like, okay, I understand, because we're not doing anything. So he got back to me, and you know what? His flight didn't change, or his price didn't change. So he was all good to go. When I got in to do that booking, and again, wherever it went, Vax, right here, when I got in to do this booking, we were all good to go. You put in all of their information. You are writing down specific information that you're going to need for your commission tracking form, like the last four, or this is for your credit card authorization form. There's all kinds of other stuff that you guys need to do when completing this booking, but you need to make sure that you're communicating with your client on the phone. You have your client on the phone when you are completing this booking. You do not want anything to change. Okay. You want to make sure that once you are inputting this information in, that you're reading it back. So that's Matthew, Matthew. Anderson is spelled, you got the middle initial. Why are you are, again, you're asking them, okay, this is a flight information. Are you guys using your passport or your driver's license? What are you going to be showing at the airport? And he's going to tell you that information. Okay, we all have passports. Great. Then I need to know what is exactly on your passport. Does it have your middle name or initial? And you can see down here, theirs are spelled out. The girls are spelled out. So I had to make sure that I knew what was what. This is very important for your air flight, you guys. Very, very important. That's paid way before I even did anything. Okay. So One Plus Nord, whoever that is, I'm not sure who you are, asked, when do you charge them the process fee? So that I already charged them before I even started my quote, you guys. You don't do any work, and it says that on your form. It says that right here in my form. This is paid before, wherever it says it. A complimentary phone call. At that time, during that call, if both parties decide to move forward, the fee will be due and collected prior to any planning or research. Okay. So again, like I said, when you're back doing this, all of this information, when you're doing your booking, you're making sure that you are reiterating everything. That means that once you type it into Vax, whatever vendor that you're using, before you hit complete booking, you've gone over everything in communication to your client on the phone, making sure that everything is right. You're going back over the date as well. You're saying, okay, so we are going to Puerto Vallarta June 1st, 2023. Is that correct? And he's going to say yes. You're going to look at it and read it, because this happens more than you guys would think, that the date was wrong. Okay. So make sure that you guys are re-looking at everything before you hit complete booking. Right? Make sure that it's all complete. Then of course it was preloaded with their seats. So again, I think that's pretty much all of that quote information. We can go and look at a couple of different ones. Let's see, what do we got here? Cozumel. We got a Cozumel getaway. You guys can see this was already a pre-planned vacation. I didn't take anything out of this. It's already come and went. They had other people that were going, and this was booked. Okay. Again, their flights, it was on here because they told me what flight they wanted to be on to be with everybody else. Okay. So again, these are kind of things that your scenarios that you're going to run into. And they understood, they just had to pay, right? Okay. So you guys, let's now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, again, thanks for being here, you guys. I'm going to close out the recording. We can do some Q&A at the end. I'm going to go ahead and start emailing this stuff out. I know it's the hour. Hopefully this was helpful. Again, my name is Becky Cohen. I am a 1-star platinum leader and trainer, and hope to see you again.